So I wanted to do a video on my type of shunt and then do a video on the other types of shunts as well. I have a VP shunt, and it drains the fluid, the excess fluid from my brain into the abdominal cavity. Here's an illustration of what it looks like. We got the short catheter and then the valve, which allows for programming it. The type that I have, you program before it's sewn up inside, just under the skin, so that it drains a certain amount at a time. There's another one where it can be programmed anytime in the doctor's office. My little picture of me. And then there's the long catheter, which drains the fluid into the abdominal cavity, where it's absorbed into the body. Here is the actual device itself. There's the shunt valve. I cannot do this properly, but you see it. It's the shunt valve, and then the catheter that's in the part of my head, and then it's called the distal catheter, which is the long part that drains into the abdomen. When it's malfunctioning, it's either clogged or broken, and it can cause any one of these things. Combined the headaches and the trouble urinating or urinating frequently. Growing up, many ER resident would just say, "Oh, you just have a UTI," and would send me home on antibiotics just for me to come in a couple days later, way worse than I was. And they would even do the x-ray on my ventricles to see if they were enlarged. And they would say, "Yeah, they're a little bit enlarged, but it's probably just a UTI." And they would always be wrong. So yeah, I have a distrust of residents. But here is an example of a normal ventricle and the enlarged version. I would have cropped this, but every time I tried to do that, TikTok is like, "This is not going to fit our format." So I had to do it this way. So yeah, that's what it looks like. But the headaches can also be, the shunt is being affected by atmospheric pressure. But I know the difference between the two. 36, so yeah, I should know the difference. But yeah, there's some facts about the type of shunt that I have. Okay, so I found some teal eye makeup effects, so we're gonna see that throughout this video. But I finally got the voice thingy to say my type of shunt properly, so here's a video of that.
Ventriculoperitoneal.
So here's another one.
Ventriculotrial.
That kind drains from the brain into one of the heart chambers. Then there's a third kind of shunt for hydrocephalus called
Lumboperitoneal.
And that third kind drains from the lower back into the abdominal cavity. The Hydrocephalus Awareness Month.